Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business on this Tuesday morning. Delighted to be with you. I got a lot more to cover. I love today's show. I mean, we have been all over the place. And even though we did the last segment sort of on restaurants, I didn't even get that hungry. So I was kind of happy, enjoying how this is going. I'm getting informed, feeding my brain, bringing that massive intellect rather than just my tummy. One guy that always helps me feed my brain, makes me smarter, better at what I do, is my very good friend Charles Alvarez. He's a sales coach extraordinaire. Amazing what he does. And I know from firsthand because of the work he's done with our firm, the Price of Business media company called Coco Media. Always delighted to have him on the program to bring his insight, his information, and his cool guests. And today is no exception. First of all, Charles, kind of give us an overview of exactly what you do for companies and how people can learn more about you, and then introduce your guests.
Sure, Kevin, and thanks for having me again. Basically, we were called the More Company. If you want more time, more revenue, more profits, faster than you ever thought possible, we're the people that can get you there. If you'd like some more information on that, you can go to cornerstonebusinessacademy.com.
Awesome. And your guests?
Speaking of websites, we have with us John Phillippe, who is the CEO of Zephyr Salvo. Thanks for being here, John.
Hey, Charles. How you doing?
Good, man.
Hey, real quickly, John, welcome. Kind of give us that elevator speech about what Zephyr Salvo is all about.
Zephyr Salvo is a web design and programming firm that specializes in custom projects where we have a studio over in Tanglewood. All of our work is done in-house. We don't use freelancers or other countries. Every project comes with unlimited changes for one flat turnkey price.
Awesome. And how long have you been doing it?
I've owned the company since 1987, so about 25 years. We've been doing web since about 1997.
Okay. Go ahead, Charles.
So it seems like you helped Al Gore create the internet, right?
we had lunch.
So
I'm kidding about that, by the way.
So
yeah, this is Texas. I'm not sure how much traction you're going to get here in Houston with that one.
I probably know that.
Yeah. So I hear that there's one or two other web development companies here in Houston. Is that correct? One or two?
1 or 2,000 million. Yeah.
So what makes Zephyr so special?
Well, like I said, we do everything with our own in-house team of designers and programmers. We do things with for a flat turnkey price with unlimited changes. So when the site goes live, the project's done. But until then, you can change the layout all you want. You can adjust things all you want. We thrive on having a transparent experience for the client. We're in the customer service business when it comes to media development, I suppose.
Yeah, it does seem to me that Houston's big on this whole arena of web development. Is that because Houston is Houston? Are we kind of seen nationally as hot for that, or are they just popping up all over the planet?
Well, in my experience, Houston has a lot of an army of incredibly talented designers. Not a ton of people that really focus on functionality the way we do. There's some incredibly gifted people in Houston. When the web started coming around, more people really jumped on, hey, I know Photoshop, I can make you a website. And that's not true. Or an ad agency said, we're an agency, we should also handle that type of media for you. And they shouldn't be. Half the phone calls I get are, can you help me develop a website? And the other half the phone calls I get are, please, for the love of God, fix my website. I already spent $100,000 with 10 other firms, and I've got nothing out of it. Just make this thing live and make it work the way I want it to work. That's the other half of my phone calls. So.
Yeah, very good. Go ahead, Charles.
So you've been doing this since 1997, I think, on your own. Is that correct?
1997 is how long you guys
on my own?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or just in the business, the web development.
We started doing web development in 1997.
1997. Okay. And how many websites have you done?
Roughly 10,000 or so. All custom from scratch, flat turnkey price.
Yeah. Now, it seems like there's a dramatic move towards certain platforms because of their search engine friendliness, and WordPress is the one that immediately goes to mind. And this would be good if it were TV because we could show his shrugging here. But tell us a little bit about your thoughts on that.
WordPress is a CMS, a content management system. It's a very popular one. It has a wonderful technical following that follows it. It's not God's gift to content management system. We do a ton of WordPress websites, mostly because people have heard that word and that's what they want. There's a number of CMSs out there that are great. Depends on the goals of the project. My favorite CMS is called ModX. ModXCMS.com is that website. It's an open source platform that's easier to use than WordPress. I has some more security features that we like that, above and beyond WordPress. We've done, again, thousands of ModX websites, and we prefer that. But if a client is stuck on WordPress, I'm happy to use WordPress for them.
Charles?
So let's say that I've got a website that, like you said, I spent $100,000 for, have nothing to show for it. Let's say that I want to create a new website. Kind of tell me about your process. How long does it take, and what do you go through?
The first step with every single project is a creative process. We'll create some layouts based on the consultation with the client. The layout's not going to be right. It'll be maybe half of what they had in mind. And going back and forth, usually via email, we'll do 4 or 5, sometimes maybe even 10 different iterations of that. And then once the client says, "Oh, I love that. That's how I want the world to see me," we then start programming. As we're programming, the client gets a demo link so they can see the work in progress as we're doing this. Keep giving us input. Again, we love transparency. The whole process is really just kicking the tires. And finally, when the site's ready to go live, it's just like, oh yeah, make that live, because everybody has had so much input, so many changes. It needs to be. This is a website. People forget is a marketing investment. It's not just something a 12-year-old can do, even though they can. But this is something that this is something that should last you for years. That should represent your brand to the world. So it needs to be perfect. It needs to be more than what you thought it would be, and it needs to last you for a very long time. So because of that, every project we do has a built-in content management system that we train you for free and we support for free for the life of our company.
Wow.
The process needs to be transparent. You should get more than what you're looking for. Zephyr Salvo means calm before the storm. Clients ask for one thing, but we deliver a lot more. And that's the way the project should be. When someone writes me a check, I understand, they're not some Fortune 500 company. They probably worked really hard for that money, and they want the best ROI they can get out of that. And I'm gonna give that to them to the best of my ability.
Yeah, interesting. I see this theme: create, connect, support. Tell us why that's important. What it means to you.
Well, that's really based on horror stories I've heard from clients over the years. We have that on our website because we create everything from scratch, the design and the functionality. We connect it to the web. We do any necessary SEO prep, etc. And then support. When 6 months goes by and a client forgets how to add a picture or something to their website, they can call or email us, and for free we'll remind them of how to do that again, as well as we do free training sessions of how to manage your website when the project's done. 3 things Zephyr Salvo does not do is we do not write content, we do not host websites, we do not do search engine optimization on an ongoing basis. We could, but we wouldn't be great at it. So we don't sell ourselves as that. There's people in Houston that can do those things. We just focus on custom design, custom functionality, one flat turnkey price, unlimited changes.
Yep. There you go, Charles.
Well, you bring up an interesting point, and
we got about 2 minutes left, just to let you know on that point there.
Okay, no problem. And as a curiosity, as a business owner here in Houston, I get so many companies approaching me and say, "Oh, we do everything. We can do your website, we can do your hosting, we can do your SEO, we can do your social media. We can do everything."
I have one answer for that.
What's the risk to me as a business owner when somebody tells me that?
Well, my answer is run. That's because no one in Houston, not even me, can do everything. If someone promises the moon, then run. If a hosting company says they can do your website, they can't. If an ad agency says they can do your programming, they cannot. If a web designer says he can do your SEO, he cannot. All of these are myths that I get phone calls every day from people. Sorry, screwed, but by all these other entities that claim they took a class on WordPress and now they know how to do your pay-per-click.
Right.
No one can do this. We focus on what we focus on because we're amazing at that. There are awards in my lobby tell me that. HBJ tells me that. Clients tell me that. Waiting in the waiting room before this interview, I met 3 other people that had heard of us and gave me some great compliments, which is nice. But it's just because we do what we say we're going to do, for the price we say we're going to do it for, and you're going to love what we do. All right. Got to wrap it up with that. John Phillippe is with Zephyr Salvo, and I want you to check him out. Salvo, that's spelled SALVO.com, zsalvo.com. And I don't think we mentioned your website. Charles, why don't you wrap up with that? Yep, we're at cornerstonebusinessacademy.com. Very good. And again, thanks to both of you gentlemen. Great stuff. Thank you. All right. When we come back, we're going to have more for you. I do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at usdailyreview.com, and you're listening to The Price of Business.